Happy Thursday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 461. It is Thursday, January 29th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. It's a long time. I have enjoyed every minute of it as well. Okay, I'm going to put you down on the table in just a few seconds. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So hopefully you had a great week so far. As I said, today is Thursday, and it's kind of thrown me for a loop because I didn't go to work today. I had to take my husband to the hospital, and he is doing much better now. He had a severe cough, and so he was, hi Tina, welcome. So they had done some tests, but that's actually not the reason why we brought him in, but that was part of it. And then he's had a fever due to a hematoma that he slipped on the ice, and then has a bruise from like here to here on all the way around his arm. And he slipped on the ice and then hit the mirror on the car next to him. And that's out of the arm. How you doing? That's out of the arm that he does his dialysis. And so that was a huge bruise. And so he developed a fever on Wednesday, and he broke it. But it came back not as bad though. But he was losing his motion in his arms and in his legs. So he wasn't able to stand up very well without feeling like they were going to collapse. So I brought him to the hospital today. So that's why I kind of feel like, it's Thursday. I didn't go to work. And then I came home before noon and I took a nap because I was sitting in the hospital falling asleep. And so I took a little nap, and then I sat in my stamping chair, and I was going to work on the project, I should say, and I fell asleep again. And so that's why I'm kind of running a little late, because I realized that I forgot to eat dinner, and so I had to go eat dinner. So I have things to tell you about, and one thing I forgot to print off was a class that's coming up. So let's do this. Again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. Yeah, but he's doing okay. YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address. So if you don't have the catalog, I would be happy to send you one. Actually, I'm going to move that out just a little bit. Oh, maybe a little bit more. We'll squish it. There. All right. So this is the annual catalog right now. And this is the spring mini catalog. And then we have the online exclusives that were just released in the beginning of January. So was this mini catalog. Now, the online exclusives run out or run until they are either put on the last chance list because they're not going to stock them anymore, or they're sold out. And so that's the last chance list. But it's a great way for Stampin' Up! To, hi Don, welcome. So it's a great way for Stampin' Up! To introduce new product continuously and to have the two catalogs and then have something that changes pretty soon, because it takes 2 years to put these catalogs together. So we're actually going to be working with the November online exclusives called Brushed with Beauty. Now, I want to tell you something that's coming up. I didn't print the page out because I kind of forgot, but Stampin' Up! Is going to have a class in February based upon the Lovely Blossoms Sweet Collection. And it's going to be, I believe, February 19th, I think, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on it. But it's $35 for the class, and then they're going to show you how to, Carolyn, hi, welcome. So it's a class that you sign up for. It's $35, and then you also earn the rewards on that class. So, I don't have the number. I will have it on Sunday so that you can print that out. Now, let's see. The product of the month is this really cool stamp set, and it's called Fabulous Sayings. Now, you have a few more days to get this stamp set. And the product of the month is going to be an exclusive product for that particular month. So December, it was beautiful blue designer series paper, a pack of 12 sheets. Now today is January, and this stamp set is available when you have a $75 order subtotal in my online store, and then it will ask you if you would like to purchase this stamp set for only $5. Now, this will only be available while supplies lasts. Now, if you have an order in your cart and you use rewards, that subtotal still needs to be $75 to get this stamp set. Now, come February, I don't know what they're going to be offering, but it's going to be new product of the month available for only $5 when you have an order of $75. Now, you are only able to purchase one product of the month for that particular month. So like it's January right now. So if you do not have the December designer series paper, and if it's still available right now, you could still purchase that for $5. But you have to have another $75 order if you want the Fabulous Sayings as well. So check that out. And this is 11 stamps. You're on my mind. Happy birthday. Sending love. There are simply no words for this. You can do anything. Thank you so much. Hooray. Just because. Hello to a fabulous friend. Now, those are great greetings for any occasion. Now, the last chance list will be updated come February, so things will be put on the last chance list. That means that they're not going to restock. So things that are from the online exclusives could be things that are red rubber that they're running out of. So check that out. They're also generally discounts. Now, the thing that I want to talk to you about is this new Stampin' Up! Positioner. Now, this is a positioner that is available for demonstrators to pre-order. Now, you only have until February 2nd, if you are a demonstrator, to pre-order this and get this in your cart. Because between February 3rd and March 2nd, they are going to give this to anybody for free who purchases the demonstrator starting kit. So that is, the starter kit is, you get to pick out $125 worth of product. It doesn't matter if it comes from the online exclusives, the annual catalog, the online exclusive pre-order, because that's available to demonstrators right now. You can purchase from the annual catalog as long as it's $125 and it doesn't go over. You only pay $99 for that, and you don't pay shipping. Then they will put this new positioner in your kit for free, and it's a $49 value. So I am actually going to be playing with it tonight because mine just came yesterday. And so we're going to be playing with that in the card that we're going to be using, or we're going to be, words are hard sometimes. So we're going to be making a card using the new stamp positioner. And now just to let you know that demonstrators now can pre-order up until February 3rd. While that sign-up special is going on, demonstrators will not be able to purchase that positioner. And we don't know when it's going to be available to customers. I'm sure that Stampin' Up! Has a limited supply, and they'll announce things, more information, coming up. So let's get on with today's card. Now, because I was running behind, I do not have everything labeled as to the size. So I'll show you what we're playing with. Now, we have this beautiful pattern. It's in the suite with the Brush with Beauty. And so this is an online exclusive. So I put November 25, and because that's when it was released, and it's an online exclusive available now. And so this is part of the kit. We're not going, or the suite collection. I'm not going to be playing with that today though. Then it's a double. We call this a mega suite because it has 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. Now, I just want to show you what I've been doing. We're going to be playing with the Petals of Beauty. And so on the back side here, on the thicker plastic, I took a Sharpie and I highlighted all around my stamps. And so that way I can know where to put things once I am done. And then I can keep, there's a piece of cat hair in there. Then I can leave this closed, and it's one less thing on my desk. So we're going to be playing with that. And then here are the dies that coordinate with the Petals of Beauty. And as you can see, there is a blue outline there. And these are the gel pens that I got from Walmart, and they're called Paper Mate Ink Joy Gel Pens. And so if you use magnets in your dies, you can highlight or outline your dies and then know where they go once they're back. Because as you can probably see, maybe because of the light, you can't see, there's a lot going on there. And so trying to put everything back on the die sheet, or the magnet sheet, it'd be kind of a pain in the booty trying to figure out where you could stick everything. So I just took that and highlighted around everything, and now it makes it for easy placement once I am done with crafting with those particular dies. Then the other one, this is called Words of Beauty, and then the, now this is the bundle, and so we're going to be using that die there, and we're going to be using some words out of here, and I've done the same thing where I highlighted, you know, on the thicker plastic. So then that way, when I'm done with it, I know that I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 things that are out. And so that way I know where to put them. And I could put them right back in here when I am done. Okay, so that is that part. Now, let me show you the designer series paper, which I forgot to get out. It's called Brushed with Beauty, and there's quite a few colors that coordinate with this. And so you could see that one side is more of a flower, kind of a pattern side, and then the other side is pretty, I want to say, not as busy. And the colors that coordinate with it are Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and Very Vanilla. So we're going to be playing with that as well today. And then we have these wonderful Pearls of Beauty and Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, and White. Now, I don't know why they didn't make those vanilla, because that was there are white flowers in this, or a very pale pink, but I don't know why they didn't make that vanilla instead of white. So it's just kind of me. And I think that's it. So let's look at what we're playing with. We have a piece of crumb cake, and that is 7.5 by 5.5. That's going to be our base. We have a piece of scrap paper, and that is 3.5 by 2. We're going to die cut out of that. We have a piece of vellum. Oh, I'm so happy that vellum is back. And then that's 4.5 by 2. And then we have 3 pieces of Very Vanilla. And this one's a scrap piece. And that is 3 by 1.25. That one is, let's see, 4.5 by 2 3/4. And I think actually that's the same thing. Just because I felt that it was a lot easier just to cut it the same amount. And then this is a piece of, it's 6 by 1. Yep, 6 by 1. And that's a piece of scrap, because I actually had it at 1.25 and I flipped it around because it's the same thing. And I'm like, hey, instead of throwing that away, because I didn't want it to be 1.25, but I didn't know what size this was. So I just cut it at 6 inches. And then I'm like going, hey, let's just take that off. And then we'll flip it and we'll put it on the other side. So that's what we're going to do. And we'll put that right there. So I'm just going to leave that sit for a second and take a drink. And then we'll come back. Okay. We're also going to be using the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And we're going to be using the Very Vanilla. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a, this is my first time playing with the new Stampin' Positioner. So it might be a little, I'm not as, let's see, what's the word? I don't want to say with it, but that kind of seems in my kind of thought process today. It's like I was getting ready to go to work, and then I had to take Mike with the, to the hospital, and then I sat there, and then it was just, it's been a long day. He's doing okay. So we're going to take this and we're going to score it. So I seem kind of out of whack. All right, so this is, like I said, the difference between this sheet is there's 1 inch less. So it's normally 8.5 by 5.5. So we're still going to score it. So when it's 8.5 by 5.5, you normally score it at 4.25. So we're still going to score it at 4.25. And so that is going to be our card base. And then I was trying to think up, okay, let's do a card using the new stamp positioner. So we're taking the bone folder and just giving that a nice press. I like to do that on both sides. And then it doesn't spring open on you, and you have, you don't have that, oops, I, stamped wrong. So we're going to just put that aside for just a second. We're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to stamp the inside. So we're going to use, so this is going to be die cut, and this is going to be die cut. And So we're going to stamp on this as well with that. So I just kind of want to group my papers so I know where everything's at. So we have Calypso Coral, and we're going to do Lost Lagoon, and let's see, where's our pink? There it is. Okay, and then we're going to do Petal Pink. Now, I could use the stamp positioner on this piece here, but I just kind of wanted to do a little bit at a time. And so we're going to take this piece and we're going to stamp it. Just tap, tap, tap. Because I was just trying to find, you know, a way to use it and to give you, what's the word? I did that wrong. We're flipping that over. All right, so actually this is the bigger flower. I love it with Stampin' Up paper because when you make a boo-boo and you flip it over, you don't see it on the back side. So I like that. So I'm going to use my chamois and clean that up. And so there's many different ways to use the stamp positioner. And like I said, I could use it, you know, for this piece here, but I wanted to just do one thing at a time. All right, so we're going to do a birthday card, and the inside is going to say, I think you're amazing. And so that is going to be in Calypso Coral. Now, I could certainly use it here to make sure that it was straight. And then we're going to do Happy Birthday, and that is right here. And we're going to do that in Lost Lagoon. Because the outside of the card is going to say, just because. And then it says, I think you're amazing, and then it's your birthday. So we're going to leave these open for, well, you know what? I'm going to close them for a second. Just because you can always drop something in them. As I say, an ink pad is an invitation to drop something into it. Okay, so I might as well put, you know what? Let's not put this in. We just want to make sure that this goes okay. So we're going to grab the stamp positioner. It comes with this plate. Okay, and I stuck, it comes with this plate, and then I stuck this paper down, and you don't need the paper. I like the paper because it allows me to make notes on here where I want things, and this is the base plate, and this is a little plate. Now, the Stampin' Up! Logo needs to face forward. So this cannot be flipped upside down because this has little spring-loaded pieces. And so it will only spring-load here. So you take these knobbies right here and line them up in your holes. And you could push down. And it comes back up. Okay, so that's the big one. And then the little one, it's the same thing. The Stampin' Up! Logo needs to face you, and then here's a hole and there's a hole. So you could do moving, which is what we're going to do tonight, and we could just stamp along and stamp along and load that down. And so I already loaded my words up because, you know, when I was making my original card, why not, right? Okay, and then also, it comes with the magnets. Now the magnets, In my opinion, I would like them to work a little bit more, to be a little bit stronger. They come with a tab on here so that you can lift them up and reposition them all, wherever you need them to be. You can certainly do it this way, but then the little tabby thingies are not, they only kind of lift up, whereas now they're lifting down. And plus, with the Stamparatus, when we had that, they would stick together and they would break. That's why they have these. So then now you can't break them and they can come off. So that's one thing. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to actually take this and go sideways. And I'm going to line this up right here at the blue line so that I knew where my words were going to hit. And I am going to put this right here and right here. Now I am going to grab the small plate and I'm going to use the crumb cake ink pad. So this is going to be tone on tone. And we're just going to tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to line that up with the holes, the little pegs, okay? And then, right now, it's not touching, okay? And it's over towards the fold, which is what I want. And I'm going to push down and lift up. And there it is. Perfect. And then this technique is called tile stamping, from what I've heard. And so I'm just going to take that, go to the next peg, down, push down, lift up, and there we go. Perfect placement. Now I'm going to push up and I'm going to move that down because they said that you kind of want to have the magnets, because I watched a video by Stampin' Up and they said that you want to have that. So that was there. So we're going to move one more down. Okay, push down. There we go. You want to have your magnets close to your inked image. Now that J, that little tittle, didn't show up very well. So I'm actually going to go right back in and hit that same exact spot. And I must have moved something. I did. I moved something. Oh, well, we'll cover that up. Then we'll go like this. So you could, depends on what you feel, you can oops, and get the top part. There we go. See, that worked out better. I didn't move the sheet of paper. So you could either take this to the ink pad or take the ink pad to the paper. It's really your choice. With the bigger one, I suggest doing the ink to stamps. Okay, so that worked out pretty good. Just the little tiny bit of that J went off, but you know what? That's not going to hinder it whatsoever. So then now we're going to take this off. And so that's tile stamping. Then we're going to do it. I'm going to take a drink. If you are going to create, say, quite a bit of one thing, and you're going to, what's the word? You're going to need, now where did I put them? There it is. Okay, so like Christmas cards, or if you're going to make an invitation. So what I did is I took the die, And I am going to make the, I'm going to hold it with the magnets. Oops. And then I'm going to flatten that out. And then put my words in here, or my time. So you can do this and just, you know, if I had this on a bigger piece of paper, it would probably work easier. So I'm just going to take the words and push, and it should work inside, but it looks to me like my J is going to get bit off just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay. Well, maybe I needed a bigger piece. So, because my J showed up on my other one. So let's just go and stamp another one. And then we'll just let that sit there like that. And then we'll die cut it after, because we'll have things to die cut. But I thought I would show you a different technique, but it didn't work out as wonderful as I wanted it to. So, all right. So then now, once we're done with the words, I'm glad I have taken my chamois and cut it into 4s, because now I can clean it, you know, without having that big piece. And I can clean this off and put it in my packaging once I'm done. So I'm going to clean that up. Okay. And then we're going to do some now we're going to do a different thing with this. So we're going to line this up. I'm going to go at the 2, just because that way, and then all the way up to the little pegs. And that way I know where everything is going to be. So I'm going to put 1 magnet there, 1 magnet there. And then we're going to get out the Petals of Beauty stamps. Okay, so we're going to take off that flimsy plastic, and we're going to put that, I like to put it back on top of this so I can always find it when I am done with it. So we're going to use that, and that. So let's put that back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lie the image that is going to be inked up. Okay, so we're going to lay that down on the cardstock. And then we're going to take the other image that is going to be inked up, and we're going to put that towards, now they're going to be die cut, so I want to make sure I have enough space. And then we're going to take the positioner, and we're just going to press down and grab those. See, that's why, I mean, I want these to be more strong. So we're going to take the Calypso Coral. Now these are the outlined images. I find that the outlined images are a lot easier to start with, and then ink up. Now I got ink on there, and that's okay. It will not hit the paper. Oops, I need to move that down. How about we put that right there? Beauteous. All right, push down, lift up. All right, so there are the images. So then what we're going to do is we're going to clean that off. And then clean off the extra ink. Okay, I'm going to put that over there. And I'm going to move these over to the other side so I know I'm done with them. And that way I won't lose them. Okay, so then I'm going to leave this. And then I'm going to take the image and line this up. So hopefully I do a good job, because before I was able to line this up without a camera in my face. So I think I got that good. And then we're going to do the little guy. And so for two-step stamping, this is a great thing to have. Okay, so I'm trying to line it up between two things. And also when they're sticky, you know, the stamps, they stick to your fingers and then they move. Carolyn, hi. I see you. All right. Come on. And like I said, this is my first time, you know, besides my practice card. This is the first time I have used this. So now we're just going to push down and pick that up. Now, I mean, I know where this is, okay? So, did I have that all the way up to the top? I hope I did. Let me see if I did. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so I had it all the way up to the top, and I had it at 2. So when it lifts up, see, I don't like these magnets, actually. That's the only thing. I wish they were stronger. I might go get my Stamparatus magnets and use them on here too. Okay, so now we're going to take the same ink and we're going to just tap, tap, tap. But we're going to take a piece of scrap paper and we're going to put that down here. Grab we're stamping off. And then now, hopefully that worked out. And that did kind of, it missed, or it took off a lot of the original ink. It took off a little bit right there. So I might be able to ink that up again. Oh. This is not going as well as I had planned. But, you know, it is my first try. All right, so we're going to stamp off. Just going to go tap, tap, tap. Stamp off. And then hit that spot again. Right in there. Much better. See? And that really worked. Okay. So then we're going to take the Simply Chamois and clean off these guys. And so let's see. Carolyn, Laura is going to come on Saturday, and so is Tina to the stamp camp. Okay, so then now we're going to move these, and then we're going to just normally do the stamped image. So we did the tiling technique, and we did the two-step stamping. I'm like, what is that called again? Okay. Then we have these flowers. They're going to get centers. And this is early espresso. All right. So then we're going to grab the Stampin'. Let's see, what am I doing with that? Just because. And why do I have that? Oh, I think I was going to do the leaf on this. So I was like going, I have an extra piece of paper. It was blowing, it was throwing me off a little bit. I got my leaf. And I got the flowers, so we got that. Okay, so so I'm going to actually take these off now, so then that way I don't forget to put them away, and then now I have to find a place to put the stamp positioner in my stamp room. And it comes, there is a pack of the grid paper. Now that does not come when you sign up. So when you sign up, you can use your discount to purchase. Yeah, I know you're coming on Saturday. So Laura's coming and Tina's coming on Saturday. So when you sign up to be a demonstrator, you get a discount. And so when you order your grid paper to go with this, because you're going to get this for free when you sign up between February 3rd and March 2nd, then you can purchase that grid paper at a discount. So that's actually pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to make sure, and I'm going to take off my, I think I cleaned this, or maybe I didn't. So let's clean it just in case. So we're going to take all the words and we're going to put them back in our, so that goes there. So when you're done, this helps you put things back in the right spot, and then that way you know if you're missing something. And I wasn't about to leave it sit on my desk and then not be able to find it. Okay, so we're not done. We're done with that one. That one can go away for now until we're done with the rest of the stuff. And the words are from this. I gotta remember to keep my, all I need to do is take out my stamp set now. Because, where'd it go? Oh, ooh, I put it on the back side. I was like, why can't I find my stamp set? Whoa, okay. So the just because is 2 words. And that goes right there. Now, when you highlight on the thick side of the plastic, it doesn't have to be perfect. I started the flower one accidentally on the wrong side. I just used hand hand sanitizer, and it came off. So that worked really well. All right, so I'm done with that for now. The other things are on blocks, so that way I can't lose them. Okay, so now we're going to get rid of the stamp positioner stuff, and we're going to bring the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in. Okay, so we're going to cut these out. Let me grab my magnet sheet. Okay, so we'll just tape that up, and then we'll put this I love two-step stamping, and so that's a great, having that stamp positioner helps a lot when you have some of those that kind of are a little, what do you say, they're finicky dies. So they take up, you know, they're quite fussy. All right, so then we're going to put this one right here. And can we fit that? Oh, I think we can. Whoop, whoop. Okay. And then the just because, let's see if we could get, I think the just because won't fit. Maybe if I move this down more. Got to have the words facing up. And I'm going to clip some of those off just so it fits in there better. Okay. That will work just fine. And I'm going to put a little tape on that to make sure I don't cut too much of my J off. Okay. Oops, just moved that just as I put the tape down. Okay. I think we're good now. Fingers crossed. Okay. Now I got to move that out of my way. Hold and push through. Sorry for the shaking of the camera. This is going to be one of the suites that I will be featuring at the event coming up on February 28th. So if you have not had a chance to register, I would say do that now. Turned out just better. I mean, the J is still a little tiny bit off, but you know what? That's okay. It's a handmade card. All right. And that, I think that's a eucalyptus leaf. I am not sure, but I think that's what it is. And I'm so happy that, like I said, vellum is back. And put that on the magnet sheet. And we'll take off the flowers. Oh, that just cut it beautifully. And I used the ink pads based upon the colors that came in the Designer Series paper. Stampin' Up! Told me which colors would work the best. And now you could certainly use different ones if you wanted to. But I chose these colors because they're the ones that were a little bit more predominant in this class. Come on. And then put this one away. And then I'm going to grab my Pampered Chef thingy and put the vellum into the trash. Okay. Okay, I think we got everything die cut and ready to go. So I'll just put this in so that when I carry it over, I don't drop it. Okay, so then we'll throw that away. And we'll bring over all our stuff. And we can... Okay, so this is going to grab this. So I am going to add adhesive to this side of the Designer Series paper. Whoops. And then we're going to come over here and just pick that up. And then flip that over, because we're going to put that on the inside of the card. Now, technically, it's seen from the outside. So, and we're going to put that right at the edge. Here we go. I'm going to snip that off. Come on. There we go. And then, Sherry. Hi. Yes, volume is good. Oh, that's funny. I can't cheer you. All right, so we're going to put this on the inside of the card. That's funny. How you doing? All right, so we're going to line this up. Okay, I think that's good. So there we go. Now, the colors that I used for the flowers were Early Espresso. Now, Stampin' Up! Does not have Stampin' blends in Early Espresso. So either A, I could use a Early Espresso marker. I don't know if they're still on the last chance list or if they've sold out. So I don't really want to use that. So I can use my blender pen, okay, and then push the lid down to the back, and that brings a little bit of the ink to the there's my vellum. So it's kind of like you're painting. So I'm just going to swish off a little bit so it's not so dark, and then color my centers of my flowers. And now this one here turned out to be a little bit more of a blob, so we'll just elongate it. All right, and then we'll smear that off until it comes clear. So anytime you want to use your ink pads for coloring, you can use now this is called the blender pen. So it's not a Stampin' blend, okay? So that's a totally different animal right there. Okay, so let's put together the front of the card. Okay, so we're going to take this and put that away. We're done stamping. So now we're going to use the silicone craft sheet because that's where all the adhesive is going to come from. And so I am going to take this and put probably about that much adhesive right there. So that is going to hit kind of like the center, and then the leaves just a little bit just like that, and then push down. So if you guys, you know, when you missed, we used the stamp positioner to get the just because equally set up. And if you missed that and want to see me kind of, like I said, this is the first time I've used it, so I'm learning too. Let's see. We're going to put this down. This is the main flower. And we're going to kind of put that right there. And then we're going to take the baker's, or the baker's twine essential pack. So we're going to kind of like go like that. All right, I think I'm going to do this a different way than when I originally did my card, just because I want it to be different. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're going to put that like, I can go like that. Yeah, we can go like that. There we go. Let's see, right here, we're going to add some adhesive. There we go. And then we're going to put this on dimensionals. I'm going to grab this, put that away. And I always put a notch up in any of my linen threads or my, so then that way I know where my tail always is, because I have cats, and Bert especially loves ribbon and twine. And so he'll sit, when I was making my first card, I actually put a bow on it, and instead of just doing the loops, and his eyes were just big and he was ready to pounce, and I'm like, nope, you are not. Nope. So he just didn't want to listen. All right, so we're going to put that right there. I'm going to try to make it straight. There we go. Okay, and then our little guy, we're going to put some greenery. Let's see, how do we want to do that? There we go. I like that. There. Okay. So we're going to stick this under, because because I wanted to introduce a little bit of the Lost Lagoon. And then we'll stick this one down right there. Ooh, that looks so pretty. Okay, then we're going to take the People Poker and cover that up, and then grab the dots. And we're going to put one right there, and one right at the tippy top, and created a triangle with that. And then I'm going to grab that Winkostella and shake, shake, shake. And then we're going to hit the flowers. Okay, so what do you think? Clear that off so that the next time you go to use the Winkostella, it is not with color. So, oh, I see the hearts. Thank you, thank you. So you will get a chance to win this card. I'll bring that up a little bit. Okay, and so there we go. That's the inside. And so you get a chance to win this card by doing a thumbs up or a heart. If you leave a comment, that gets your name entered into the drawing as well. Thank you, Dawn. And share this on your timeline. That will get you 2 entries to get a chance to win this card. Now, for those of you who did not get the chance to see this, we used the stamp positioner to make the Just Because evenly spaced. And then we used the stamp positioner to double, what's it called? 2-step stamping. So you get a great position. And so now the stamp positioner, again, is not available to purchase. Yes, I love this suite as well. So this is going to be, again, one of the suites that I'll be featuring at the stampinevent.com. It's February 28th, so you still have chance to register if you want to go, and you'll be making 16 different cards. I'll be featuring this suite, and I can't wait for you to see the cards that I have designed. Let's see. So let's talk about this positioner. If you are a demonstrator, you get a chance to purchase this this stamp positioner for only $49 as a pre-order, but you have until February 2nd. If you wait after February 2nd, you will not be able to purchase it until it comes available with all the customers. Because February 3rd until March 2nd, this will come free in your kit when you sign up to be a demonstrator. And you get to pick out $125 worth of product. You only pay $99 for it instead of the $125, and you get a free Stampin' Positioner. Now that is from February 3rd through March 2nd. Then after that, we do not know when the Stampin' Positioner will become available to everyone. We don't know. Stampin' Up! Has not yet come up with that. So I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. I will be back on Sunday. And I think that's it. Have oh, by the way, I haven't had a chance to put this on the Instagram yet and Facebook. This was number 460, so you can go back on my Facebook page and see how this card was made if you missed that. So thank you guys. I will see you on Sunday, I hope, and have a great weekend and happy stamping.